seat. What are you taking, friend?
So this is Sabacc.
Sabacc.
What is up, card players and scoundrels? Welcome back to another episode of Sabacc the Block. Obviously, I'm here as usual with Emma Fyffe, but also joining us today from the Forced Toast podcast, we have Laura Kelly in the house. Hi, Laura.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on. Obviously, we know you from Forced Toast. We know you from the Star Wars Twitter community, which has been going through a lot these past few weeks, but we're hanging in there. But we also know you because you compete in the Schmodown, you do trivia, you just won your last match, so congrats for that.
Thank you.
But before we get into the Star Wars news and the Star Wars topics we have today, I kind of want to get your background in the Star Wars universe as far as what was your introduction, what got you into Star Wars, and kind of what is your Star Wars journey?
Sure. So the first movie that I saw in theaters was The Phantom Menace, and it was probably like the summer after it came out. It was like one of those dollar movie days or whatever for kids over the summer. But I saw that, didn't really connect with me at that point, and it really wasn't until I think I was at like a football party, something over like Thanksgiving, because I think it was the Thanksgiving trailer for The Force Awakens when that came out, and I had like this weird experience where like the trailer came on and suddenly everything else in the room melted away. And it was just like me in that trailer. And it just like spoke to me in this very clear, crazy, awesome way. And that was my motivation of being like, okay, this movie comes out in like a year. I have a year to like get caught up on all of this and be ready to go see this movie in theaters, because this actually looks really good. It looks right up my alley. Because I've always sort of had a fandom in the nerd space, but Star Wars hadn't hit for me yet. So I'm a later in life fan, which is weird, but because Star Wars Rebels was airing at that time, we were getting new episodes of that, right as I was kind of coming into the fandom. That's kind of what I think of as like my Star Wars. That's like the prequels, appeal to a certain fandom. The original trilogy appeals to it, but like for whatever reason, it's Rebels for me. Those stories, for whatever reason, just like really connected with me. I love those characters. So yeah, that's where I started.
I definitely feel you on the Star Wars Rebels thing, because I feel like Rebels is what is definitely a large component of what made me really love Star Wars again. Because I feel like I had a little bit of a contentious relationship with Star Wars after the prequels, because I remember as somebody that, did see the original trilogy when I was a very little kid and loved those movies and watched them so much. Like, I didn't love the prequels. I have I loved Phantom Menace. I remember when I saw it in the movie theater, mostly because I was fully in love with Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. Still am to this day. That has not changed. But I remember, and also at the time that the prequels were being released, it was definitely like in vogue in Star Wars fandom to hate on the prequels.
It was.
So again, like I was I was young and impressionable, and I think Revenge of the Sith came out when I like between my freshman and sophomore year of college or something like that. And so I remember going and seeing it at midnight and us being like, oh God, this is so over dramatic and blah blah blah. And there was this sort of general wave of naysayers, shall we say, around the prequel trilogy. But that being said, I was very excited when Disney bought Star Wars and they were like, oh, we're going to make a sequel, et cetera, et cetera. And as you say, around the time is when Star Wars Rebels was airing. And to me, I saw that and I went, this is really cool, because this is the first sort of like Star Wars thing that Disney has gotten their hands on. And to me, I remember watching that first like extended almost mini movie, which was the pilot episode of Star Wars Rebels, watching that and going, oh, this feels like Star Wars to me. Like this feels like what I want in a Star Wars. So I was very excited about that. And I was like, oh, I like Star Wars again. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
But I wonder though, Laura, since you were saying that, Star Wars was maybe a bit of a later acquisition for you as far as your sort of nerd tastes went. What was it that you were into before that?
The big one that was right before that was probably the BBC Sherlock show.
Okay.
And that
Arbitrary
sort of
loves
like
that
got
show.
yeah, a lot of that kind of got me into like the older Sherlock Holmes stories. Like I went back and like read the original stories, and that was like a little sort of mini fandom for me, but it was like a very passionate one for a long time, as most fandoms are.
Sure.
But Harry Potter was really the longest running one. For me, that one started probably when I was like age 14, age 15 or so, and stayed with me for a really long time. So, yeah. I've bounced around a little bit, but those were the two main ones.
Talk to me a little bit about how the Force Toast podcast came about.
Sure. So my friend Alice and I met at a pub trivia, of all things, with a Star Wars theme. It was like the week after The Last Jedi came out. And so we had sort of like been circling each other for a while. Like she would come and play on her own. I would come with a group of friends, but I would be the one playing. And eventually we like both got to know the guy that was sort of running the trivia company or whatever that was doing it. And he was like, hey, you won this night. She won the other night. You guys should meet because I think you're going to be friends. And so the quizmaster, introduced us. And so she and I, that first night that we met, like my friends left and she and I went downstairs and we like shut the bar down because we just like stayed and ordered beers and talked about Star Wars all night and talked about like Star Wars podcasts, which ones we listened to. And it was amazing. It was really fun. And so inevitably, I think it was like our second or third little like friend date. She was like, we should do a Star Wars podcast. And I was like, no, we shouldn't. There are too many Star Wars podcasts. We don't need to add to the noise. We don't need to do that. But eventually she talked me into it because it was that thing of like, once you plant an idea, you can't kill it. And I started thinking, I was like, well, what if we did this? And then we could do this and then we could make it different in this way. And we've really come into it and made it our own. And we've been doing it for 2 years now. We just hit our 2-year anniversary. Last episode, it was episode 54 because we are in every other Tuesday show. Yeah, thanks. It's been really fun.
I've done a lot of sort of intro to podcasting panels at conventions and things. And one of the things that I would always say to people is exactly what you were addressing, Laura, that idea of, I also really like Star Wars and I don't know if I should do a podcast about this because I feel like that market is oversaturated. But at the same time, like what I always say to people is, if you are really passionate about something and you want to do a podcast about it, you don't even need to stress about making it different because maybe there are a lot of podcasts about whatever it is you want to do a podcast about, but what the podcast scene is missing is your voice. And like, once you find your own voice, you're always going to bring something to a product that you create, no matter what it is, no matter if you are also talking about MCU shows or you're talking about, PBS, BBC, Jane Austen adaptations from the 70s, like there is always value in like what you have to say as a fan and like what your experiences are and what you're taking out of the properties that you enjoy.
That's great philosophy. I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's so cool to hear you talk about how the Force Awakens trailer is kind of what got you on board. Obviously, I remember the countdown to that trailer. Yeah. How that was such an anticipated thing because everyone was waiting for the new Star Wars to come out. And the new trailer was going to be the big thing that came out because of it. And that, I think it was 60 seconds, right? 60-second trailer? 30-second trailer?
Yeah, just teaser. It might have only been 30.
It was the one with BB-8 and with Finn coming up and hear Snoke in the background.
It starts with Finn coming out of the desert. Yeah.
I remember that trailer.
And then it finishes with the Falcon on Jakku.
Yeah.
Doing the little flip and flying away from the TIE fighters. It was a moment. Like it really was a moment. So that was like my second question to you was like, what is your Star Wars moment? But is that probably what it was? As far as like what you feel like is your most memorable moment?
In terms of, that's hard to say because I think like going to see Rogue One in theaters was the first like Star Wars premiere that I got to go see with like a big group of friends. Like I think there were 10 of us. And even though it had gotten spoiled for me before opening night, I knew that Leia was going to be in it, I did not know about the Vader hallway scene. And so when that happened, I thought that was just like the craziest, most epic thing ever. And then to see Leia on top, like that was just the end of Rogue One was like my Star Wars moment, because it was just this like the entire like last 10 minutes of the movie.
Did you know about Tarkin going in?
I knew that Peter Cushing was dead, and I knew that somebody else was going to be playing him. Yeah. I did not have any issue with the like CGI. I have a lot of times I don't have issues with that kind of stuff because I think my eye just glazes over it and it's fine. Yeah. Like even Luke in The Mandalorian, I was kind of like, looks good to me. Like I don't know. Like I don't have a good eye for that kind of thing, so it didn't bother me.
I have horrible uncanny valley. Like it's really bad. I remember watching Rogue One and seeing Tarkin's reflection. I was like, what a clever way to incorporate this character. And then he was just like in it CGI. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay. But I thought they did a good job. I thought they did an amazing job. Let me be very clear. Like I remember I was like watching it and I was like, how did they? But he's dead.
Yeah.
Definitely ahead of its time when it comes to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like watching it later, like rewatching it later and being like, okay, I can see a little bit when his mouth moves. It's a little weird. Like as long as he's not talking, he's fine. But once he starts talking, it's just like, oh, that didn't look quite right there. But it's one of those things where I wouldn't have never noticed it the first time.
You know what it is? I don't know if you've seen the demo. So Epic Games Unreal Engine has basically created this new technology for generating 3D rendered characters, which is like cutting the time like in less than half. Like it's probably going to take a quarter of the amount of time that it would normally take to like render 3D lifelike sort of video game characters. And so one of the things that'll be super cool because they use Unreal Engine on the big AR screens when they film The Mandalorian. So it's like in the future, they'll be able to basically like create background characters. Like I think that would be a really amazing use of that technology. But the people look so lifelike, but their teeth look kind of weird. Like that's like my big takeaway is I'm like, they look so lifelike, but it is, you're right, Laura. It's something about like the talking and the mouth movements that you're like,
not there yet. It's close. It's not there yet.
The eyes too,
I think it might work, especially for different RB3, and I have debated this so many years. RB3, you know what we're talking about. But when it comes to like alien species, right? Like Thanos, for example, like the fact that we don't know what a Titan looks like, Titan meaning a species of Titans, I guess that's what they're called, makes it a little bit easier for our eye to accept it versus like a human.
Right. Yeah.
We know what a human looks like, and that's not it.
Not quite.
My only thing with that is like it's like they make Thanos look too human, and it's like now I'm looking at a blue purple guy. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, RB3's got some hot takes, bro.
But I do gotta
hate CGI.
I do gotta say though, the eyes are really where I have a problem with the uncanny valley. Like the eyes are really tough to get into for me personally.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because I'm curious when it comes to, and this is actually a conversation we might get to later on. So let's wait for it. I'm gonna ask you guys about casting certain characters in one of our favorite shows that we just mentioned before. So I want to get that too. But before we do, final one, Laura, before we get into the show today, is do you have a top 4, top 5, top 6 characters? Top 4? Let's do Mount Rushmore.
Sure. So they kind of bounce back and forth depending on like what I'm watching. But my top 3, which tend to shift, are Kanan Jarrus, Hera Syndulla, and Ahsoka Tano.
There you go.
I love that.
Literally all a part of the same show.
I love that.
It works out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, they're my favorite, and I think like there are probably a few others like here and there. I love Cassian Andor. I love Kira.
Cassian's my what was it today when they were like, what's your Star Wars vibe or energy? That's mine. Like just angry Mexican guy. That's me. Literally, when I saw the
That's
movie,
fair.
I was like, "Yo, that's me. I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old."
L3 is
with the
my
accent.
energy. That's my
Oh,
other
there you go.
favorite. Yeah.
There you go. L337. Yeah, I love L3. Shout out to Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Hell yeah.
She's great.
Let's get right to the Star Wars news, which is only one topic today. So let's do it.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true.
So the only Star Wars story, the only Star Wars rumor that has been out there that we don't know if it's true, is that Mena Massoud has been cast as, or is possibly the frontrunner to be cast as, Ezra Bridger in the upcoming Ahsoka series coming to Disney Plus. Obviously, we know that this takes place after what we saw in The Mandalorian. We know it takes place having something to do with Thrawn, but we don't know who exactly is going to play Ezra. We had a pretty good impression that we were going to get an Ezra. However, Emma, we thought it was going to be, for the longest time, I was like, it's got to be Rahul Kohli, who's been tweeting about it forever and has been basically saying, hey, I got the part, get ready for me, it's going to be awesome. And now we have this Mena Massoud rumor coming from Kessel Run Transmissions, who have been right before.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel like they might be right again. How are we feeling about this? I'm going to toss it to you, Emma.
I was thinking about this because, I would have loved to see Rahul Kohli as Ezra, especially the way that he's been teasing it. He's clearly a huge Star Wars fan. He's so invested. And we want to see people that love this world working on or in this world because, we can then sort of project ourselves into that in a way, I think. Now, this is the thing is, so Rahul Kohli is a year older than I am. Mm-hmm. And timeline wise, I think he could play as young as Ezra is, but Ezra's only supposed to be 16 at the end of Star Wars Rebels. I think at the oldest, he's 18 or 19. So, he would be, mid-late 20s, I think, at this point. And so Mena Massoud's exactly right, age-wise. I like Mena Massoud. I think he is one of the weaker parts of live action Aladdin, if I'm being totally honest. I think he's okay. I think that Naomi Scott is fantastic. And we'll get to her later when we maybe talk about some other things.
I thought of her too, actually. I don't know if you're thinking of the same character.
I guarantee you we're thinking the exact same thing.
I was like, Naomi Scott, that's a name I could actually see. But if I'm being honest, I'll jump in real quick and then I'll let it go to you. Just because I have to stand up for my boy, Mena Massoud.
Okay, you go for it. You go for it.
I thought he was great. I really did. I thought he was fun, charming.
I thought he was good.
Obviously his singing wasn't the best, but
all of those, I'm going to be honest with you, all of those Disney live action films, and you can come at me, chat, if you want, they're all soulless. They just are. But
your take isn't necessarily, I think your take is the most popular take, Emma. I think most people agrees with you. Sabrina agrees with I'm the one who's I love the Disney live action movies. I love Beauty and the Beast.
Of Aladdin specifically, or just all of them?
No, I love them all. I love Cinderella. I love Aladdin. I love Beauty and the Beast.
You do?
Yeah, I love them.
Oh my God.
I adore them. I watch them all the time.
I thought Aladdin was watchable. I thought Aladdin was very watchable.
I thought it was really fun. And I really do feel like the strength there is because they basically just redid the story. Which is why it's good, because the original story is good, and that's why it turned out to be pretty good. And it's actually $1 billion movie, so it's successful.
Totally.
I just think it's funny how if you watch, we just talked about Rebels Episode 1. Rebels Episode 1, literally the first thing I thought of was one jump ahead of the bread.
Oh, yeah. I know, it is pretty funny. No, you're totally right.
Aladdin?
This is Space Aladdin. Yes.
It's Space Aladdin. Yes.
It really is. So when Mena Massoud was rumored, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that kind of is Ezra. That's kind of what he's based on.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's
that's
perfect
fair.
casting. I really do. I don't know. What do you think, Laura?
I'm on board with it. I kind of felt the same thing about Raul Coley about
Yeah.
the age thing.
I
However,
did too. Yeah.
you gotta look at Diego Luna, who I'm pretty sure is over 40,
Yeah.
playing Cassian Andor, who's supposed
Yeah,
to
who's
be
like
26
probably supposed to be in his 20s.
when he
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah.
So now we're going back 5 years. He's supposed to be like 20 in the
Yeah.
new show, and we still have Diego Luna, who's over 40, playing him. It's fine.
It's fine.
They could make it
Exactly
work.
right. No, I
They
felt
would-
the same way.
But I like this choice too. Mena Massoud is great, and I do remember reading like shortly after the live action Aladdin movie came out that he was like having problems finding
He was.
auditions. Like he was having problems
Yeah.
finding work, and I thought that was so sad because I think he's a great talent. So I love the idea of bringing him into the Star Wars world, and he stays in the sort of Disney family. Works for me.
Especially because I feel like, kind of like what I said before, but kind of what you're going on, Laura, the fact that we don't see a lot of roles go to Middle Eastern, Arab descent actors, like those kind of actors who are coming
Yeah.
from the Middle Eastern region or have background in the Middle East. There's just not a lot of roles for them. And if I'm being honest, the fact that Ezra is kind of based on that culture and that world, if you really watch Rebels and if you keep up with it and if you see the design and everything it's based on, that's kind of what they're going for. I say, why not go for it and get someone who does represent that culture and does it pretty well. Any other names that you guys might have thrown out besides maybe a Rahul that you can think of to play
I
in
think
Ezra?
that I just got so like on the Rahul Kohli train. He was
So
trolling
invested.
so hard. Like he was so
Yeah.
invested, or he was trolling really hard.
Yeah.
So no one specifically really is coming to mind for me
Sure.
right now.
How about you, Laura?
Dev Patel.
Oh,
If we
were gonna go
oh my
older,
God, no!
I
I'm
would
taking
go
it back.
Dev
I don't
Patel.
want anyone but Dev Patel to play.
That's a good one. Dev Patel's a
to
great
play
one.
Ezra now. Holy shit! I love Dev Patel.
Yeah, and he can
I
play,
love it.
he can be a little bit bigger too. And he's obviously a very dramatic actor, as we all
he's
know.
Great.
So he definitely has range for sure. I'm honestly so excited to see what the casting is going to be and what they come up with, because I really do feel like sky's the limit when
Yeah.
it comes to, bringing these characters into live action. It's kind of something that, funny enough, we all want as Rebels fans, at least I do. And I just feel like it's kind of funny how they're like, let's just put them all on the screen. Ahsoka, Ezra. Like, that's probably what's going to happen if we're being honest, considering it makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially with Sabine. We've talked about Sabine for like every episode.
I mean, she has to be
She has to.
in the Ahsoka series.
She has to.
I mean, unless the Ahsoka series is about something very different than what we think. But I mean, we've basically been told that it's about them, her trying to track down Ezra. I mean, she's got to track down Thrawn at this point because we already set that up in The Mandalorian. So, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think the story is going to be, Laura? It's pretty much going to be centered around that?
That whole like kind of messing up the timeline thing
Sure.
is really throwing me off. I mean, Dave Filoni, I think, was talking about how like, well, this might not be taking, the epilogue of Star Wars Rebels might not be taking place before The Mandalorian. It might be taking place after. And that just like, that completely like shattered every expectation that I had this show was going to be about, the Ahsoka Tano live action show. So I'm sort of mystified at this point.
Sure.
I'm really interested in finding out how she got off of Malachor, because that's where she goes back in there in the world between worlds. And then like, there's the temple got destroyed. There's no ships that survive down there unless there is, I don't, and I would like to have that answered too.
We know that she did get away, obviously, because we see her in the epilogue of Star Wars Rebels. But yeah, it's like, but how? I wouldn't mind them filling in some of those gaps.
Do you feel,
Well, she also needs to find out like the original trilogy. Someone needs to tell her the story. She needs to sit and watch all the Star Wars movies to get an understanding of like what happened. Like, we don't necessarily need to see that, but I want to kind of know, how did she learn about that?
Yeah. You want like they did in Dirge of Cerberus with the Final Fantasy VII compilation, where they're like, okay, so this is why Vincent and Yuffie, who were secret optional characters that you didn't have to recruit in the original game, but in Dirge of Cerberus, which was about Vincent, they were like, okay, here's what Vincent and Yuffie were doing during that battle at the Northern Crater, which is why they aren't in any of those cutscenes. Like, it was so funny. So yeah, I totally like feel that of like, oh, we need something like that for Ahsoka.
I don't think I ever asked you, Laura, but what was your perspective on her portrayal in The Mandalorian? That Ahsoka episode that we got.
I enjoyed it, and the reason I enjoyed it was because I had set myself up for being able to enjoy it, because I've been kind of giving myself the pep talk for a while of, she is not going to look like her animated version.
Sure.
This is going to be a different interpretation of the character. The face is not going to be the same. The voice is not going to be the same. You need to prepare yourself for this because you love this character, and you really shouldn't hate it just because it doesn't look like the animated version. So I put a lot of effort into like trying to make that happen for myself. And I think it worked because I really, really, really enjoyed that episode. The live action white lightsabers
Was cool.
Like
It was
I
really
still
cool.
like can't even, like it was just, I thought it was amazing. I thought she looked great.
Yeah, I'm very curious because when we do meet Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, we do know that she's kind of coming from a perspective of like, she still feels that whole Vader shadow over her, where it's like Anakin is Vader and I can't believe he did all this, even though we do know what happens at the end of Return of the Jedi. And we just want to be like, hey, Ahsoka, by the way, he saved the day, kind of, sort of. It's okay. But it seems like she's not quite over that, the fact that Vader was her master / Anakin.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we'll get into that. And I wonder if we'll get into how she views the whole Death Star 2 explosion story. If she even takes it that way, if she feels like that was worthy of Anakin's redemption or not. Maybe she feels like that wasn't. Maybe that's why she was so grim in that episode of The Mandalorian. And that's why she was like that. I don't know. I'm very curious because she did have that quick little comment towards the dark side. So
yeah, she does like it. She really is kind of like flirting with that. It seems like a little bit in that episode. She's in a dark place. So yeah, I'll be curious to see like what evolution led us to this place. Because I feel like I saw a lot of complaining from people on the internet being like, did Dave Filoni just forget who this character was and what she represents? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think he did though. Like I think whatever they're doing, there's a purpose to it. There's something behind this story that we don't know yet. And we're gonna get a series about it.
I
I'm
feel
excited
like
to see what that is.
Even I, not loving her performance, didn't feel that way. Like again, it's like no, I understand why she would be a little grim, so to speak. Yeah.
Still, he saved the day, kind of, sort of. Either way, guys, let's get into the green Psylop for this episode.
Well, before we get into green Psylop, real quick, we did. Alden Diaz is in the chat, and he left a very generous donation. And again, people, if you want to contribute to the show, we got to start saying this at the beginning. I want to say this now, so we don't say this at the end of the show. Firstcut.live. Firstcut.live. If you put in $5 plus donations will be read out loud by our text-to-speech, and it really helps us support the show, helps us keep this beautiful program running with these amazing Star Wars minds. And I'm just reading Ada's message real quick.
Oh, there it
Alden
is.
Diaz donated $25. Any Filoni-related talk from three great people is very much my jam. Also, in fairness to Mena, I kinda think the Lucasfilm TV directors would do better guiding him than Guy Ritchie. But that's just me.
Nope. Yeah, that's not just
very
you.
good point.
That's not just you, dude.
I think they were like, watch the movie and do that.
No,
I think that's what his direction was.
Yeah. I definitely feel that way. And I think what I would love to see, quite honestly, as far as Mena Massoud goes, is like, I've already seen him play a character that already exists. So I would like to see him, I don't know, get to be somebody else.
Sure. But I feel like at the same time, it's such a big opportunity for him that I feel like
totally.
it'd be cool.
No, yeah. And I think he would do a good job. And I agree that the Star Wars television directors are maybe a little more like actively invested than like a Guy Ritchie.
All right, RB3, now we can go to the green Psylop. Thank you so much to Alden for that.
Only had
super chat.
Little green Psylop.
So I'm excited about this green Psylop today because we are talking about fan casting, the internet's favorite thing to do and then get mad about when it's not what they wanted. I promise we won't do that, but we will be fan casting our live action Rebels crew. So I didn't do all the crew.
Okay.
I can kind of finesse my way through like Zeb.
Okay.
No offense to Zeb. but I did the top 3.
Okay.
So I did Kanan, Hera, and Sabine. And obviously Ezra we just kind of did.
We
right
just
now
talked about
Dev
Ezra,
Patel.
but now Dev Patel is my only choice for Ezra.
There you go. So we kind of did Ezra already with Mena Massoud, Dev Patel, there's Rahul. So we have plenty of names there. But let's kind of go down this list. I thought it'd be kind of fun to hear what you guys would want to see as a live action version of some of our favorite characters, your favorite characters, Laura, literally. So it's kind of a big deal for you. I'll start with you.
And me.
And you too, and me as well. I these are some of my favorite characters, if I'm being honest as well. I absolutely love the Rebels crew. So let's start with Hera, because I feel like Hera is the biggest question mark. Where a lot of people have options on Sabine, but I feel like Hera, everyone's like, meh, I don't know. So I'll start with you, Emma. Throw me a name for Hera, and then I'll.
I thought about it a lot. Okay, I think that the answer is Carrie Coon.
Ooh, okay. And are you saying like in CG mocap?
Like, no, in makeup.
In makeup? Oh, okay.
Twi'leks in makeup before that's what they were to begin with.
Well, I was assuming because she did didn't she do Proxima?
Yeah, she did Proxima Midnight, but that's fine. She can be Hera also.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Let me.
She's got like that good like mom energy about her, which is essential to Hera.
It is. It's very essential.
Yeah. I was really thinking, I was like, oh God, who would be a really good Hera? And I think that Carrie Coon is the answer. Carrie Coon, for anybody who doesn't know her, she's a fantastic actress. She was great on the television series Fargo and spectacular on The Leftovers. She's just such a good actress.
I'm actually going to push back on you, Emma, a little bit.
Wow.
What if Carrie Coon, but I'm going to toss it to you, Laura, and then I'll toss it to RB3 because RB3 is a smart guy too. When it comes to our do we want to see, like, if it is like a Carrie Coon, Laura, would you want to be the classic makeup? Because I forgot if it was you who told me that you would prefer it if it was a CG Twi'lek, and you'd actually be cool with that.
I think it's because I like Star Wars Rebels is like my favorite Star Wars. I just don't really. I have never seen a live action Twi'lek that I think looks good.
Really?
I'm sorry.
What about the ones that are massaging Sebulba?
Yeah, I don't like. I guess they actually do look okay.
They look great.
Now you bring it up. Yeah,
I think they look great.
Yeah, but even like Ula and like Bib Fortuna, like I just don't think any of them, especially even in The Mandalorian, like that whatever they did to Natalia Tena to make her look like, I was not here for it. She's a beautiful actress, and I don't know what we had to do to her face to make her look like that.
I liked the Twi'lek makeup in Mandalorian. I thought it was good.
Here we go.
This is a weird thing. I am in the minority
it's
here.
A matter of
so would you prefer, like, if it was like a Carrie Coon who has experience with mocap? I mean, with Proxima Midnight from Avengers: Infinity War, would you prefer if it was like, hey, we're doing a Twi'lek, but we're doing it all mocap?
I would like to see it. I don't think that they would make the effort to do it. I think they would be like, we can do this with prosthetics and makeup, so we're going to do it with prosthetics and makeup. It's going to be cheaper to do it that way. So I don't think that they would. I would maybe, but isn't that kind of what they did for Star Wars Squadrons? And I still don't think it even looked right with Hera. Like, and that was bizarre because that's who I would want to have play. Yeah, that was Vanessa Marshall that was doing the mocap for her, and I don't understand why they didn't make the character's face look like Vanessa Marshall, because Hera kind of looks like her. Like they have a similar face shape. They all
kind of look like the actors who play them. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, that's my real only choice for live action Hera is Vanessa Marshall, assuming it's age appropriate somewhere. I would love to see her as live action Hera.
Vanessa is.
I think that's a great choice. I'm curious, you wouldn't have any other option of choice, maybe a bigger name or something like that.
There was the actress who played the mom in the movie Orphan, that horror movie. Her name's Vera Farmiga.
Yes, Vera Farmiga. Yes.
She's got the voice doesn't really fit, but her face shape like works very well. She's got like a very sort of like kind of pointed chin a little bit.
Yes.
Like, it just like it would look a lot like the animated character, which is like a little something that I would appreciate.
Love her in all the Conjuring movies.
Yeah, you guys have such great choices. I kind of went outside the box.
It's a really good choice.
Thanks.
I have a few options just because I have to toss out a few. Just because to me, a lot of this goes on the whole makeup of it all, and I don't know what actresses want to be in makeup.
Sure.
And which ones work in makeup or not work. The first one I have is I'm going to butcher her name. Is Moriani Baccarani?
Oh, Marina Baccarin.
Marina Baccarin.
Yeah, from she was on Firefly and
Firefly and Deadpool.
Yes.
I thought she was an interesting choice. I think she
I love her
playing that role as like a little bit more of the makeup role and all that, and kind of going off.
Yeah, I could totally see her in that role.
And kind of going off Firefly, I was like, why not like a Gina Torres? Like I don't know how if that's like maybe later on in the future, maybe like an older Hera. I think that would work.
I do love Gina Torres a whole lot.
Which is also a Firefly reference for anyone who doesn't know. And then the final one I have was actually my first choice, but I really have thoughts on the makeup of it all because I really do have these. RB3 and I have discussed the idea of putting actors of color behind makeup and just
sure. Yes.
So I'm so hesitant to be like, this actress is perfect, but then we're going to cover her in makeup.
I know.
It's Denai Guerrera from Walking Dead.
Oh, I love Denai Guerrera.
And Black Panther. I thought she would be a great Hera. But again, the idea of just like getting such an incredible actress and just covering her is kind of hard for me to swallow, if I'm being honest.
It's, especially because when you are in a science fiction fantasy sort of setting, I think a lot of the time people will be like, look, there's aliens, and try to pass that off as diversity. And that's not okay. That doesn't mean that actors of color wouldn't be amazing in like alien kind of roles. But yeah, I get your concerns completely.
Yeah, I was hesitant to even bring it up, if I'm being honest, but that's one option that I was like, I think she'd be great. She has that presence. She has that strength that Hera has. So I think that'd be really interesting. But just to settle the argument here, I'll toss it to RB3. Are we saying makeup or mocap? RB3, I'll toss it to you first.
To me personally, I am always going to prefer makeup.
Me too.
Yeah, that's just me. But I mean, if there's a good mocap, like if there's like if it's like a Gollum situation, for sure. Or if there's like something like extreme, definitely go for that. But I think for the Star Wars universe, they have a long tradition of practical makeup. So I can see them making it look good. But I see what you're saying, though, Laura. Like it can look cheap, and since it is coming from the animated show, like it's a little weird too. So.
Yeah, the other thing I want to ask you guys is my pitch, which is literally just me being selfish and being like, hey, listen to my idea. But wouldn't it be cool? I said this in Twitter like several times, but wouldn't it be cool to see Hera kind of be one of the leads in not just a series, but a movie? I really feel like if you're going to make a movie about pilots and it's called Rogue Squadron and it's directed by Patty Jenkins, it's got to be Hera Syndulla. Like, it just has to be. I would love to see Hera be in the Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadrons movie.
As much as I am sick and tired of exploring the exact same time period of Star Wars over and over and over again, like, if you're going to do it, and I like Patty Jenkins a whole lot, I think that is very logical, Ace.
Yeah, right? I think that'd be fun because we get to see, because she said she wants to make it a pilot's pilot movie. Just basically really cool pilot action. And I'm like, that's Hera. Like literally, that is literally what Hera does. I don't know what you think, Laura.
Well, I think she didn't get enough screen time in Star Wars Rebels. As much as I love Hera Syndulla, she was very much a side character in the show. And we just didn't there was like maybe 2 Hera-centric episodes. And I could have used more from that character. And even like in A New Dawn in the book, she's not even the main, like that's Kanan's book. She's not the main character, She's really not, So I would like to just get any sort of medium where we spend more time with her. I was kind of under the impression that Patty Jenkins movie was going to take place farther into the future to the point where like Hera might be like dead.
I
thought she said it was with the X-Wings, right? It was
So
I thought it was the rebellion period. Am I wrong?
Christian Alante in chat says that speculation is that Rogue Squadron will take place after episode 9.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know where I heard rebellion just maybe because I thought X-Wing and Rebel X-Wing and X-Wing missions.
Well, and also, you know,
You could do X-Wings after
there's
9,
already
yeah.
literature about,
But-
you know, Rogue Squadron sort of pilots during that time period. And you also have the video game that Hera is in. So I get where you came by that impression, Ace, for sure.
Does it make sense after 9 though?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I'm being honest. This is like my first time hearing that, and I'm like,
we just ruined Rogue Squadron for Ace. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe that's what the case is. But maybe when I thought her pitch was mainly like you're gonna see X-Wing missions, so it's gonna be like during the rebellion period against the Empire. Maybe that was just my imagination. I don't know.
All I know is I better see Chris Pine in that movie.
Yeah, he probably will be. He'll be an alien. He'll be covered.
He works with her all the time.
Yeah, he probably will be.
He probably will be.
Yeah, he'll be great in it too. He'll be awesome. Yeah, so those are my Hera choices. I don't think I had any other choices. So let's jump to the fun one. And by the fun one, I mean Sabine. Sabine is fun because we can kind of go all over the place with Sabine. But who would be your choice or a choice for Sabine Wren, Laura?
Now, is this where we were talking about Naomi Scott?
That's who I'm thinking is Naomi Scott.
It's one of mine. I have several, but one of mine was actually Naomi Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought of that too. I don't know. Like, this is where I get stumped creatively because I think Tia Sakkar could do it live action.
I have been saying not only do I think that she could do it live action, I believe that she will, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You know, she can definitely play the age that I actually have no idea how old Tia is. But she can definitely play the age that like Sabine would be right now. Obviously, we have seen her in live action stuff. She's great on The Good Place. So like, I think that it will be her and it ought to be her. However, I do think that Naomi Scott would be great.
Is there another choice you have, Laura? Or a name?
Yeah, no, you got me stumped here. This
cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
No worries,
What you got,
I have
Ace?
plenty for both of you guys.
Okay.
Is there any more that you have, Emma, before I get to a couple of mine?
The only other person I was thinking maybe is her name is Sunita Mani. So she was on Glow, and she's also on an episode or two of The Good Place.
Oh, I totally know her. Yeah, she's great.
She plays Beirut on Glow.
I love Glow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's Indian descent. Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously Naomi Scott, your choice right there is a great one as well. I have a few others that are a little bit different. So let me pull it up. My favorite show of last year, and I told you, Emma, about it, and I absolutely love the show. And she's going to be in Game of Thrones. I think she's incredible. She comes out in all the Alex Garland movies. Sonoya Mizuno. I think she would be a great Sabine. She has the physicality because she's a former dancer, actually.
Right.
And she's a phenomenal actress if you've seen her in her TV series Devs. Her name is Sonoya Mizuno. She's half Japanese.
Yes.
You know
I know who she is. Yes.
Yeah.
She's going to be in the upcoming Game of Thrones series, and I think she's great. She's so cool and so dynamic, and I feel like she has the acting chops. She was in Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes,
too.
she is in Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah.
And she's great. I also have to give a shout out to Leah Lewis from The Half of It. She was, I don't know if you guys saw The Half of It. It's a Netflix romance movie.
That's the new one, right?
No, I mean, it came out in May. It came out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the All the Boys one. It's another one that came out. RB3 knows what I'm talking about because we did like 3 episodes on it.
Yeah, she shouted us out. She did. The director shouted us out.
Leah Lewis is the actress's name, and she's great. She's I think she's like half like Vietnamese or something.
Okay. Yeah, I see her.
Part Vietnamese. Her name is Leah Lewis. I think that would be kind of a fun choice. I think with Sabine, you kind of have that range there of like ethnically ambiguous Asian, but not sure what part of Asia.
But not sure what part of Asia. Exactly. Like
Indian.
everyone we've
Japanese.
named is Asian, or
Yeah.
at least half Asian.
Exactly.
But from different parts of Asia.
Yeah. So anywhere in that area, I think.
Yeah,
it'd be
I
cool.
agree.
I think
agree,
it works
for
out
sure.
perfectly. Finally, let's do himself, Mr. Kanan Jarrus. Any thoughts on Kanan? This was harder for me.
Yeah, this is hard too.
I was
For a
like,
while-
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Right? Yeah, I don't think he would.
Yeah.
I used to think that who plays like the love interest in that horny Diane Lane movie. What's it called? No, I can't think of it. Where she
Diane Lane.
cheats on Richard Gere with the hot Spanish man.
Oh God,
don't
what's
know.
the name of that movie?
I don't know why I
God,
can't.
I know exactly the movie you're talking about.
Yeah, Unfaithful.
Unfaithful. Yes.
Yeah.
I was
Whoever
like,
that hot dude is in that, maybe him. I don't know.
I don't know who.
yeah. Oh my God, I have not seen this movie in forever. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. Oliver Martinez?
Oliver Martinez.
Yeah, Oliver Martinez.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard of him. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
he's
an interesting choice.
Yeah,
sounding
yeah. I
nice.
was like, he's French. I think he's French. Yeah, he's definitely.
What were you saying,
French.
RB3?
I was just saying that's a great sounding name.
Yeah, it is a name. Do you have a thought, Emma?
I don't.
I have a few that are kind of,
Okay.
you could kind of see what lane I was going for, because I was like, when it comes to, I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me, but when it comes to Kanan, I don't know why. We just talked about the whole Sabine thing, but when it comes to Kanan, it's like, it's even more like, you can kind of go anywhere, and I'd be like,
yeah.
sure. You could be like, if you hire a Latino actor, or if you hire a like indigenous actor,
Sure.
or if you hire a Asian actor. I was like,
Totally.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. I'd be cool with like if Riz Ahmed wasn't Bodhi, like Riz
Right,
Ahmed.
totally. No, I feel that completely. Yeah, I feel
So
yeah.
I put Henry Golding as one of
Oh,
my
I
choices.
love Henry Golding.
Aww.
And I also put Steven Yen as another
Yeah, Steve
Kanan
Yeun-
kind of attitude.
Yeah.
I could see him as a Kanan.
Yeah, Steve Yeun, I think actually would be quite good.
Yeah, if you guys have seen Minari, he's great in that, and obviously he's in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But I think that I just kind of went Asian with it. I was like, maybe an Asian actor would be kind of cool. But I feel like with Kanan, you can go Latino, you can go Asian, you can go Middle Eastern.
Yeah, first place my mind went to was Matthew McConaughey.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do not see that.
all right.
All right.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I kind of feel like with all of these characters, that's what's so cool about Rebels. I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me. Ezra, all of them are kind of based on, like, at least visually on different cultures, whether it be Sabine or Kanan or Ezra. They're all coming from different backgrounds, at least on the animated version of themselves. So
Wait,
what were you going to say? Laura?
How about
Yeah.
Benjamin Bratt?
Oh, I do like Benjamin Bratt.
I kind of like that. I haven't seen him in a minute, right?
I haven't either,
Doctor
but I just
Strange.
watched Miss Congeniality. So
Yeah, he was in
forgot
Doctor
he-
Strange, but I feel like that was years ago, right? Benjamin Bratt, where's he been in? That's a great one.
He was in that terrible Catwoman movie.
Someone in the chat said cast Scarlett Johansson.
I know, I saw that Zeno hour. I was like, perfect.
All three of them.
Scarlett Johansson for everyone.
Scarlett Johansson for Zeb. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Should kill that.
I can see that.
Alden Diaz said Andy Serkis is Zeb. I kind of like that.
Zeb, yeah.
That would
We're
work.
doing mocap for it. For
Right?
sure.
And he's got a
definitely
voice
work.
too. Yeah, he can do a voice for
Yeah.
it.
Otherwise, it's got to be you know who I'm talking about, Dave Bautista.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
Wow.
Dave Bautista's a really good actor.
He is. He's great. I love
He's a
him.
really good actor.
Alden had another casting
Yeah,
idea
I see
too.
it. He says Lin-Manuel Miranda for Kanan. Sure.
Gordon Diaz donated $5. I'm here once again to proclaim
it's
my
fine.
love for Julianne Moore and say that she would be a phenomenal Hera.
Julianne Moore.
Ooh,
Julianne Moore, yeah.
I like that too. I do.
There's more fun mom energy right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
You
here for
gotta
that.
have the mom energy.
Yeah,
it's
President
very
Coin.
important for Hera.
No one gets that reference, but yeah. I think Hera is the most fun because you can kind of go with that vibe.
Yeah.
Kanan's the hardest, but I feel like Kanan's also the most with possibilities. As far as like, I really do stand by my thought process that you can cast an actor of like any background. And I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like a Brazilian dude, sure. I'd be behind it. Either way, that concludes our, unless you guys want to cast Chopper. But
that's Scarlett Johansson.
That's Scarlett. That's perfect for her.
Nailed it.
We have going from the tree to Chopper.
We have another Streamlab that came into after outings, so thank y'all again. Again, firstcut.live. Join the conversation. Send in your fan castings and let us know what you think.
Grandpa Caramba on Twitch, which is where I'm hanging out, is in the Twitch chat, said Andres Cabrera for Kanan, 100%.
There you go. Yes. I'm getting there. My age is now officially Kanan age.
Yes.
I can no longer play Ezra. I'm officially over the hump of playing old man mentor.
Nice.
Do it. Lucasfilm.
And that's right. We do have people watching on Twitch and YouTube and on Twitter. So be sure if you want to join in the chat universally, because right now I'm mainly looking at the YouTube chat. If you want to join us, $5 plus donations will be read out loud. And if you donate anything, it will be read out loud. Honestly, anything will be read out loud. I'm just saying it's going to be read out loud by the robot.
A robot.
Yeah, there it goes. Our CP. What did we agree to? I forgot what we agreed to last week. I think someone in the chat said STB, Sabacc the Block.
STB.
Qualton donated $5. If Ezra is supposed to be Middle Eastern descent, he should be played by a Middle Eastern actor, not Indian. They are often cast interchangeably, and Hollywood needs to do better.
That's true.
That's fair.
Sure. But Mena Massoud's from Egypt. I believe he is Egyptian descent. Is his background.
I also think too that Ezra is a vague situation, much like Sabine, where it's like we were all sort of in agreement of she should be of some sort of Asian background, but we're not fully in agreement of like what part of Asia. Sure. And like I fully agree with you. I mean, it's like, how many times is it just like, this Japanese actor is playing a Chinese character or something like that? So like that is a completely valid point. The fact of the matter is that Ezra is supposed to be from Lethal, which is not a real place,
a fictional place.
Yeah.
It's more aesthetically. It's more about the aesthetic.
1,000%, which is not to say that like your point is not correct. It is very correct.
Sure.
But I'm just saying that it's more to Ace's point of like, I think that the net is wide as far as the ethnicities that could be cast and pretty widely accepted in most of the roles from Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like there's possibilities there because there are many great actors coming from that region, and many great actors who live in the US and have backgrounds in that region. I think those count as well. And I feel like they have a voice as well. And I think Mena's a great example of it because he does come from that background, but at the same time, he is in part of this Hollywood system as far as trying to be an actor for so many years. And eventually, obviously, getting his big break from Aladdin. But I think there's many possibilities, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Any other that we have, RB3?
No other stream labs. But again, if you want to support the show, firstcut.live. And if you can't support monetarily, at the very, 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 very least you could do is hit the like button. That helps us out immensely as well. We have a POC spotlight, right, RB3? So every week on Sabacc the Block, we do a POC spotlight where we shine a light on a Star Wars character of color. This week, I chose, because I chose these every week, I chose Val from Solo. I think Val's such a great character, and I really, really like what she brought in Solo. And obviously, I wanted to see more of her. But I want to get your guys' quick takes on Val. Laura, I'll start with you.
I loved Val in Solo, and I was so surprised and disappointed that we got so little time with her.
Yeah.
I remember being so upset because I'm like, imagine if you spent X amount of time getting to like know any of these characters, like if you were watching Star Wars Rebels and then they just killed Sabine off in season 2. That for me, that was so mind-blowingly the wrong choice to kill her off at that point. I I just hated it. I thought she was great. I thought Tandy Newton was great. I would love to have gotten a little bit more time with her, gotten a little bit more background. Like it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me.
Yeah. What about you, Emma?
Well, I tend to, I think, be a little bit more on the positive side of Solo than a lot of people are. However, that being said, Tandy Newton and Woody Harrelson's role should have been swapped.
Oh, that'd be fun. That would have been fun. Yeah.
You know, like imagine if she had been the through line.
Yeah.
Amazing. No, because I loved her. And I think it would have been so awesome to see a woman take on the role of the one who ended up like being kind of duplicitous, but you kind of got why. And yeah, would have loved.
Yeah, it's a bummer how she goes out too. It seems so bizarre. Just randomly being like, all right, it's been a ride, babe. And I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah. I don't understand it.
I love Tandy Newton, and she had a blast. I don't know if you guys saw the premiere, the red carpet premiere, but she was having a blast in every interview and everything she did. She was just like, yeah, I don't care if I was in it for 5 minutes. She was like, this has been the most fun I've ever had in a movie. And she was great in it. And obviously, I'm a big fan of Tandy Newton, and I'm a big fan of Val. I think she was great in the movie. And every line she has is so fun. I think it fits it well. Her look is so cool. I love her style. And I think it works well inside the movie. Any thoughts on Val, RB3?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things I was really looking forward to Solo the most for as well. I was a little surprised that, you know, like Laura said, they got rid of her a little early. But I did, you know, I enjoy seeing Tandy Newton in the Star Wars universe. And I just, I just enjoy like that character. Like I enjoy like the smugglers who are like, have a little bit of a heart to go, like a little bit of sympathy, but you know, still is willing to get to the mission. But she did lay down her line for the, you know, for making sure that they got the, what was it? It was like was it crystals or what was they?
Coaxium, yeah.
Oh, the coaxium.
Coaxium. Yeah. So yeah, great. And that was a great sequence too, by the way. Like that was that train sequence.
The train sequence is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Fun movie, man. I love Solo. So shout out to Val, shout out to Tandy Newton, shout out to that casting. I think that's a great character. Hopefully we see more of her, maybe in a prequel-ish type story. That'd be kind of fun. All right, let's finish up with a fun version of Squad Up. This week's Squad Up, every week we do a Squad Up where we talk about a certain scenario or situation where you put yourself inside the Star Wars universe and you have to make your decisions, your choices, your style is incorporated inside of it. This week, you are a cantina owner. You just opened up your cantina and you need a few things to stand out and to make sure it's the best cantina in all the galaxy. So let's see what you have to do. The first thing you have to do is select a location for your cantina. So this could be, if you want to be super specific, you can pick a specific location inside a planet. You can just say the planet, whatever you guys want to go with, it's up to you. So first thing, your location. Second thing, select a theme and an interior design for your cantina that's going to stand out and make your place special. Third, establish certain rules or lack of rules that will let the patrons know if they are welcome or not. So similar to Mos Eisley when it comes to no droids, you can choose to do that, or you can choose to do other certain rules or lack of rules. The fourth thing is pick your entertainment. This is very broad because you can pick just basic screens and sports. You can pick live music. You can pick a DJ. Whatever you want to decide as far as music goes, or as far as entertainment goes, it's up to you. The fifth thing is make your special cantina drink. This is something that will make your cantina stand out from the rest as well. And finally, it's a simple question. If you want to add something to the secret menu, and if you do, what is the password or the passcode of the secret menu that only loyal customers will know? So obviously you guys can go in any order as we always do, but I'll start with you, Emma. Let's start with your location. Where are you opening up your cantina?
Listen, I'm opening up my cantina at the Black Spire Outpost on Batu because you know what? Oga's needs some fucking competition.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn right.
Yeah.
The line is always too long. It's a pain in the ass. The drinks are too sugary. I'm opening up a real bar.
Yeah. There you go. With real alcohol.
Yes.
That's great. Laura, how about you?
I'm going Naboo. We did not.
Oh, that's a good.
enough time.
I considered Naboo.
Naboo.
Yeah, I didn't spend enough time like exploring Naboo, I don't think. And I'm reading the Jedi right now, and they're talking about, they're like at Verikino, and they're like talking about how everybody on Naboo is like fancy and upscale, and this is like a particularly rich couple that lives at this retreat now. Like, so it's just kind of always been that way, which I love. So I'm gonna go. It's gonna fit with my whole theme of being upscale and fancy. I'm gonna go Naboo.
That's awesome. You know what? I'm gonna hang out with the homies. I'm gonna hang out with the homies in Kashyyyk. I'm gonna open my cantina on
All right.
Kashyyyk.
All right.
Treehouse.
It's gonna be up in the treehouse. Yeah, it's gonna be real high up in the air. Please don't fall off. If you've had one too many drinks, you will be flying. But I'm opening up mine in Kashyyyk. RB3, I don't know if you have a planet or location that you want to open your cantina in, or if you even want to participate this week.
Well, I do want to participate. I always want to participate.
Okay.
Y'all are going for the low ball here. I'm going for the big money. I'm going for Canto Bite.
Yeah.
I'm going for those $100 tips. For the
all right, RB3, I see you.
Yeah, whenever they get low and lose a little money gambling, they want to come.
All the billionaires going there.
Oh yeah, I'm here for that.
All the rich billionaires and the stockholders. Yeah. Do it up in Canto Bite, bro. I love it. Let's pick a vibe, a design, an interior look, an aesthetic, a theme. Anything you guys want to make your cantina look like, for whatever it is. What kind of look are you going for? I'll start with you, Laura, this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with like a high-end cocktail bar.
Oh, okay.
So think like Dryden Voss's bar on his yacht, maybe that kind of vibe. Because that's the kind of music I'm going for too, is like that sort of smooth jazz.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, like think like Great Gatsby by Baz Luhrmann, like that kind of design. That's what I'm digging for this.
That's nice. How about you, Emma?
Mine's like a dope underground speaking. Like this is the place you go if you like know. So like Oga's in Black Spire is the like that's like the tourist trap location. Like my cantina's for the real ones.
Yeah. I'm
you gotta like go down an alley and then like around a corner and down some stairs and yeah.
Yeah, that's legit. You know what? I don't know, man. I mean, obviously all my patrons are going to be Wookiees, or at least most of them are. Yeah. So I feel like I should go a little bit outside the box. If I'm imagining myself, I'm obviously from Coruscant. So let me bring some of that Coruscant vibe. I'm gonna go with like some just holograms everywhere. A lot of like sleek designs and modern looks and very metallic and different. Something that Wookiees are going to be just shocked by. They're just going to be blown away. They're going to be like, whoa, we are not used to this kind of stuff. So I'm going to just go outside the box and really just make it a super sleek, modern, plenty of hologram kind of design. Lots of droids in my cantina. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. How about you, RB3?
Well, I'm trying to go for something a little different here. I want to, since we're going to be on Canto Bite, I want to add a little culture, a little flavor to it. So my cantina is going to be inspired by Gungan City. I want to make sure that we get that little underwater. That's underwater, right?
Yeah.
Get the underwater vibe going, that little Aquaman vibe, all that. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Is it going to be underwater, your cantina?
No. Just the vibe.
Oh, okay.
Just
the vibe.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like a mermaid bar where you're not. There's not really. Yeah. I feel
a lot of Gungan imagery.
Oh yeah,
going around.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll love that. From the Great Jar Jar.
Yeah. So you're like a Gungan opening up a cantina on Canto Bite. That's great.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
That's like a New York Times bestseller right there. Like, I don't know.
how about I think the next thing we have is what kind of rules do you want to establish? Let's go to you, Emma. What kind of rules? Rules, yeah, or lack of rules. You could be like
we don't. No
rules.
No, we don't.
Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes. Again, like you got to be in the know to even find this place. But again, the real ones know. So like people that are like at Batu that are like, I'm not here for like the regular run of the mill kind of shit, and I want to conduct my business in secret and maybe pick up some slightly illegal jobs. You come to me.
That's dope.
I dig.
Legit. I love it. And Laura, how about you?
I'm gonna take some inspiration from a bar that's here in Chicago in Wicker Park. And the one rule is that men cannot hit on women. Women must approach men. And there is
How do they enforce that?
I don't know, but basically it's going to be men cannot hit on women or enter any gender non-binary, because there are lots of genders in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Men can't hit on, like, the other gender has to approach men. That's the only rule.
Oh, I like that.
That's cool.
Oh, I like that so much.
Yeah.
Velvet Hour here. That's the name of the bar.
Velvet Hour, cool.
Velvet Hour.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
how about
an
you?
LA bar?
Chicago.
No, in Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, one rule I would have is just no pistols. You know, you gotta put away the laser blasters.
Blasters, yeah.
RB3, I think that AD Strider on Twitch has a great suggestion for your bar, perhaps, because you got this like underwater Gungan situation going. Mm-hmm. So the rule is you must be ready to participate in sea shanties.
Oh, see, all right.
Yes.
Oh, see, I like that.
But there got to be Gungan
and
sea
dance
shanties.
and dance on tables. So you got a Gungan dance and Gungan sea shanties.
Yeah.
I'm here for this.
How does that sea shanty go? I don't even know how it goes.
Somebody pull up TikTok quick. I don't know. I have no idea.
It's the crap.
Either I don't know.
I was gonna sing it like Jar Jar would sing it.
So
I was gonna do like a Jar Jar version of that famous sea shanty, but you guys missed out because you're gonna tell me how it sounded like. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what kind of rules I should establish. Maybe you have to put a shirt on. No, I'm kidding. All the Wookiees put their shirts off.
no, my bar is no shirts allowed.
No shirts.
So,
No shirts
That's
on.
fair.
Yeah.
All my Wookiees are going to show up. I'll probably do like a no blaster policy. I'm with you, RB3. No bowcaster.
Wow.
Leave your bowcasters at home. We're at the
your
door.
bar sounds so fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no one's going to get killed. No one wants to see dead Wookiees. These Wookiees are dead. From Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, no dead Wookiees on my planet, on my cantina. So I'll probably do no bowcasters on my bar. Now the fun part comes. What is your entertainment?
Oh, well, naturally, Babu Frick needs a new occupation, and it is a pay for hire storyteller at my bar.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, so he's just like on a mic telling stories?
Exactly. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
It's the moth every night.
It's the moth every night, but only with Babu Frick.
Yes.
That's intense. How about you, Laura?
I'm gonna go jazz. So I'm thinking like the jazz that's in Dryden Voss's. That's Lulio Primoc is the name of the frog in the jar. I'm thinking him. If we can't get the live band that night, then we've got records of Figure and Dan at the ready.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. RB3?
I don't know.
I feel like the Gungans, their music is like all percussion.
Yeah,
I don't know why I think that.
Get the Ewok band from the end of Return of the Jedi.
There you go.
That final song from Phantom Menace is incredible.
Yeah. I was gonna try and find some way to.
Parade.
Oh.
That song is legit.
I was trying to Google the band from. I was trying to Google the band from Force Awakens. That played
Shag Kaba.
Shag Kaba.
Shag Kaba. Yeah, I was thinking about enlisting those folks.
They're
too.
legit, bro. I used to know the names of them. I don't now. They have a lot of names. That's a good band. That's a fun band, man. Yeah. Shout out to Mas Kanata. She knows how to do a cantina. She knows how to do those vibes. I'm curious what my Man, I feel like I'm gonna bring the Wookiee hip hop. I'm gonna bring this new hip hop artist.
Okay.
He just straight up like all Wookiee branded hip hop. If you don't think Wookiees can rap, you're in for a surprise.
You are wrong.
Yeah, because they can spit.
Word.
Shout out to Bobby Shmurda.
Hey, just got out.
I'm laughing because that's for you, RB3. I did that for you, bro. Free Shmurda, Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah, Shmurda.
About a week ago. Yeah, Shmurda. That's it. That's who I'm bringing. Week ago. I'm bringing the hip hop for the Wookiees. So that's my choice. Yeah. Let's go to our special drink and then finally what our passcode for our special menu is. So let's do both of those at the same time. What is your special drink? You can make one up. You can bring one from existing universe or our universe. Your choice. Emma.
We don't do any of that bullshit at my bar.
Oh, no drinks.
No, we have drinks, but we don't do like cocktails and we don't mess around with that. Okay. We serve like Corellian whiskey. We serve Tihar. We serve fucking Chandrillan red wine. Like nothing, like we don't do fancy. We're just like, we got our liquors, we got beer, we got wine, and fuck off.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
We don't mess around. No sugar drinks.
Yeah. How about you, Laura?
Same here. No drinks, just drugs.
It's only spice. It's just a spice.
Yeah,
bar.
no, I'm just playing. But that would be a fun thing to do actually. But I would probably go. My favorite drink is the French 75. So I'm gonna bring in like the purple Empress gin and do some sparkling, not remotely sweet at all. It's gonna go real light on the syrup for Emma, and yeah, French 75s.
Damn.
I like that.
How about you, RB3? What kind of Gungan style drink are you bringing?
Well, I mean, I'm probably just gonna, they got the blue milk and they got the Bloody Marys. So why not put that together in a little Gungan flavor? I'm gonna call it the Blue Mary.
I was like,
God.
It's gonna be the exact same ingredients.
It sounds delicious.
Mary,
that sounds awful.
But instead it's made with blue milk
But that sounds right though for a Gungan bar.
Yeah. So it's a good time. It's a good time.
I'm bringing the same vibes. I'm going with the Thalassiren smoothie.
Nice.
With the whipped cream on top.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That sounds awful, but I'm doing it anyways. Shout out to Green Milk. Thalassiren.
Served up.
Frappuccino or something like that. Or at least made like a frappuccino.
RB3, is your drink called Gizmoscariot in the Twitch chat says, is it a Bloody Milk or a Blue Mary?
It probably should have went. I should have went with the Bloody Milk. That's probably a little more alluring. The Blue Mary is a little more consumable.
Alden,
Bloody Milk does
Still
not
gross.
make me want to drink it. Yeah.
No.
Nope.
Alden Diaz in the chat says, getting hammered with Captain Tarples, what a dream.
Yes.
Yeah, man. If you go to if you can afford to go to Canto Bite, he can't even afford to go his own branded cultures people. Damn, RB3. Gentrification over here, bro.
I know, hey man, they brought it to the hood.
You can't even make it to his own cantina.
Yeah, I brought it to the hood. I'm bringing it to Star Wars, baby. Canto Bite, Cantina. Let's go.
Only the rich people, man.
Yeah.
Only the billionaires. And then finally, if you guys have a passcode to a secret menu, what would the passcode be? Let's start with you, RB3. What would your passcode be?
Misa wants to come in.
Just Misa wants to come in. Sure.
That's all it takes.
I'll accept it. All you have to do.
whose bar is on Canto Bite? Is it RB3's?
RB3's.
Yeah.
It should be 27B/6.
Oh.
That should be the passcode.
I don't know what that's a reference to, but I like
But he's gonna put air horns anyway.
Yeah.
Ace's 5-pointer.
Oh, that's the license plate. Oh, the parking ticket.
No.
What the? Oh, that's good. That's good.
I was gonna say it would just be like a poor imitation of a Gungan, which is very much in poor taste if you think about it. Just people in Canto Bite just making Gungan Trying to sound like a Gungan.
Yeah.
Misa want to go in. Yeah, that would be not great.
It's not a good, not good optics.
Problematic for sure.
A little problematic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the parking ticket, Laura. You're right. That's
okay. Changed my mind.
Yeah.
How about you, Emma?
Well, it's a speakeasy, so there should be a passcode that changes nightly, but it's all just different inflections of an interpretation of an ellipsis.
Ooh.
Which is a ... So, some nights it's like a and other nights it's a and other nights it's a
Fair enough. That works.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Laura?
Real stoic. Like, you gotta be very serious to come into this bar.
Yeah. The passcode's hard. I'm trying to think
It's
of just
hard.
like random, like I want to go like obscure trivia fact. So I'm gonna go the frogs that Jabba is eating in episode 6.
Sure.
The Klaatuine patty frogs. That's the passcode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's also the delicacy that is served in a buttered skillet. That dish. That's the only thing.
Legit sounds good. Unlike RB3's bloody milk.
I'm giving you frog's legs and butter, people.
Yeah.
Appreciate this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm obviously on Kashyyyk, so mine has to be in Shriwook. So I guess it'd be like there. That's my
That was
password.
really offensive, what you just said, but okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, but if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. And if you only speak basic, you have to try and say it in Shriwook.
That absolutely
if you're
filthy
from
word.
Coruscant or from Naboo and you don't know it, oh well. You can't get on that
Not getting
secret
in.
menu.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Either way, thank you guys for putting up with me. This was a lot of fun.
That was a fun exercise. I'm opening
Yes.
a bar. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Laura, for joining us. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys. Love this.
Where can everyone find you?
Sure, come find me on Twitter. I am at @shutup_Laura. I'll be competing in the movie trivia Schmodown in the Star Wars division again at some point. Don't know when yet. And then I host a show with John Roca on his YouTube channel called The Jedi Way. That's every other Wednesday. And Forced Toast episodes come out every other Tuesday. That's the podcast I host with my friend Alice, where we drink wine and talk about Star Wars.
There you go. Thank you so much, Laura, once again. This was a lot of fun. Emma, where can everyone find you?
Well, I am all over the internet wherever Emma Fyffes are sold. At my name, Emma Fyffe, to 80 Strider in the Twitch chat. Would I let because we were discussing how Din Djarin would be a great clientele at my bar, as he is very good at making non-committal noises. I would let him bring Grogu in the bar. Yeah, cute things are definitely allowed in my bar. Like no sugary drinks, but cute small creatures, absolutely allowed. You can find me hosting the download Monday through Friday on Ven.tv. That airs at 10 a.m. Pacific time and rebroadcasts at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Also, all of the VODs live on Ven.tv, and also check out the content we have on the Ven Download YouTube channel. Also find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Emma Fyffe. On Thursdays, I am doing Thursday streams where I make cocktails and play Otome games. Right now I am playing Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth, and we adopted Dracula. What is happening right now amongst that? But that's a real thing. It's wild. It's really fun. I would love for y'all to be there. And then I'm doing WandaVision reviews with the Geek Buddies, which you can also find on John Roca's YouTube channel, as well as on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. It's there.
Love WandaVision. That last episode was so fun.
Yeah.
RB3, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DirectorRB3, and you can follow us here on First Cut everywhere at First Cut TMO, especially on Twitch and on TikTok. We're trying to get those started, so make sure you follow
TikTok.
us. Yeah, we're on TikTok as well. First Cut TMO. We are. and be sure to, if you like this video, subscribe to this channel and like the video and leave a comment.
Yeah, you can find me at Squad Leader Race. Obviously, I will be tweeting there more about Star Wars and about Jujutsu Kaisen. I am currently watching a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen, so I will be tweeting all about that tonight.
Yeah, I like Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's so cool. It's I love it so much. And obviously, talking Attack on Titan on Sunday as well. Thank you so much for watching Sabacc the Block. For the First Cut crew, we're peacing out. Peace.